All right, what we got?
Cool. So I've taken a Hammerfall Strike Force today, with Rogal Dorn being the Warlord. So that's my choice for a Primarch. I've got 3 HQ choices. So I've got a Castellan Centurion, which is the guy, the mastercrafted autocannon here, and he grants line to my heavy support squads and gains 1 extra shot when firing with that mastercrafted autocannon. So it's a 3-shot. Other than that, it's just a basic Centurion, no other upgrades. I also have a Master of Signal, who is there with a Chernobyl Sabre, just to give.
Looks cool.
Oh, cheers, man! It's just to give them a little bit of poke in combat if someone does get a bit too close, because normally they're just absolutely naff. So yeah, there's those 2 Centurions. I've also got a 10-man Huskarl squad of Terminators, because they can just be an HQ choice in their own right. 5 of them have Solarite Power Gauntlets, and then the other 5, 3 of them have Power Axes, and 2 of them have Power Mauls.
Yeah, not the
Just
Mauls.
they've got a bit of if they end up going against like normal Marines or something, you can take out a few with the Mauls before they go down.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Also, it starts getting so expensive, giving them all Solarite Gauntlets. So they're the HQ choices. Then on to the elites over here. I have 2 Dreadnoughts. These are both individual Talons, so they can be deployed separately. One of them has just got a Gravis Las Cannon and Twin Ink Bolter, which is the one you're on now. And the other one has a Gravis Las Cannon and Plasma Blaster in his fist.
Yeah.
So
See the blue there a little bit.
yeah, you can see it just about glowing in the little fist going. And on to the next elite choices. I have 2 units of Templar Brethren. So the one at the front there is just 5 guys with the sergeant, or the champion rather, with a Solarite Power Gauntlet, and our squad has Deep Strike thanks to the Hammerfall Rite of War.
Nice.
Which is a 30-point upgrade.
Okay.
The next squad has a Thunderhammer on the champion, and the squad has Deep Strike as well.
Nice.
Just no other upgrades, but again they all come with Power Sword and Bolt Pistol and Artificer Armour. And that's my 4 elite choices. So
Nice.
Onto the troops.
Plug these out of the way.
That's right. So troops wise, I have just a 10-man Despoiler squad. The sergeant has Artificer Armour and a Solarite Power Gauntlet. There's a Vexilla in there as well, and I've also given the squad Deep Strike.
Crikey. Everything's deep striking, right?
Hopefully. Well, it's nice to have the flexibility. Like you can do a mass Deep Strike if you want, or just something a bit more reserved.
Awesome.
Yeah. Then I've got just a basic bones tactical squad with a Nuncio Vox and a Vexilla. So the Nuncio Vox to try and give those rerolls for the Deep Strikers.
That guy there, isn't it?
That's the one there.
Yep.
And Sergeant's got no upgrades at all. So they're just like nice, cheap, objective scoring unit, you know?
Yep.
Then I've got a 10-man recon squad, all with Nemesis Bolters. So they've got 10 Nemesis Bolters, Nuncio Vox, and an Augury Scanner. Just for ease of use, the guy with the Nuncio Vox will also be the Augury Scanner, just because I haven't actually modelled one on someone.
Yep.
Then I've got 2 heavy support choices. So that's 1 heavy support squad with heavy bolters.
Yep.
And an Augury Scanner on one guy. And that's it, no other upgrades on them.
Cool.
And then I've got a 10-man Las Cannon squad, also with an Augury Scanner on one guy, and no other upgrades. Nice. So thanks to the Castellan, they become line as part of the army list, so that gives me 5
units.
Scoring units.
Wow. Okay, I probably should have introduced it at the start, but went straight into discussing your army. But yeah, so we're going to have a game. Obviously, it's a 7th Legion against the 18th today. And we did look at each army a minute ago and thought they're very similar. So, so it will be interesting. A bit of a paintball game again. Nothing serious. I'm sure that the Vulkan and Rogal Dorn will have a fight at some stage. But yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll figure out the missions and everything else in a bit. Right, so let's have a look at my army. Right, so we've got Vulkan leading the army again. It's a staple of the army really at the moment, to be honest. He's quite good, obviously. I've changed things up ever so slightly. I've got a Primarchs Medicave since the last game. I got a bit smashed up. So I thought hopefully I can save them dying a little bit by going Primarchs Medicae. He's got a power maul, even though it's not modelled on, and I know everyone's going to hate me for this. I haven't really had time to do some little changes I want to do, but I just want to try it out anyway. I got 10 Fire Drakes. So, again, I've got 9 Thunder Hammers. One's a Chain Fist. The Flamer's not there. I just cannot be bothered to just rip it off. And equally, if I want to use it another time, I can do. So there we are. So, yep, 10 Fire Drakes and Vulkan and the Primarchs Medicae. And behind is the Warmonger. Again, he's got a power maul rather than a Thunder Hammer because I was trying to try it out. I know it's only AP free, but whatevs. Recon Marines, got 5 of them. They don't have a Vexilla. They have an Augury Scanner, which is there. But there we are. All Nemesis Bolters. 5 more Recon Marines, Nemesis Bolters, and an Augury Scanner, which is there. Got 2 Tactical Squads. 1 10-man here with a Vexilla. And they'll be the ones that sort of hang at the back rather than move forward. And then this other squad here hasn't got a Vexilla. They'll be sort of moving forward. I figured that if the squad at the back has a Vexilla and they run, they hopefully won't run off the board. Whereas the squad that goes for the middle objectives, if they run, they still won't go off the board unless I roll extremely high. That's the plan. Who knows if it'll work. Then I have 10 Lascans in this unit. And sergeants will go with a bolt pistol out as well. So 10 Lascans of Vexilla. And the other squad has 10 Lascannons as well. And a Vexilla, which is there. And Augury Scanner, which is in that guy's hand. I've got 2 sergeants with Artificer armor in both the units, which I always forget that I've got Artificer armor, but I won't this time, hopefully. This time I've got a Marshal Signals for this unit, who has got an Augury Scanner and a Cognos Signum. So give them night vision, and they hit on 2s, and Tech Marine and Cognos Signum as well. Much the same. Again, I forgot the weapon arm for the other chap. I have 2 Dreadnoughts, just multi-melters, and bolters, 2 Contemptors. So that's, as I said, if you think about the armies, both very, very similar. They look a bit the same as well, which is quite funny. But yeah, there's not much differences really, but it's going to be amusing. All right, let's see what mission we get. Right, so we're going to do, we couldn't decide what we're going to do, so how are we going to do it?
So on a 1, 2, 3, we'll do one of the missions from the Siege of Cathonia book, and then on a 4, 5, 6, we'll do one of the core missions from the main book.
Let's do it.
6.
Core mission.
Core mission.
See what we get. Okay, mission.
Cool, and then the mission is
5. Okay, do you want to take us through Tide of Carnage? Not the whole thing, but just the main bits.
No worries. So it's
Victory condition, I suppose.
5 turns, and each sector of the battlefield is worth a certain amount of victory points. So you've got to hold that bit of the battlefield and stop your opponent from doing it. So you need scoring units in there, and your opponent having no scoring units in it to claim. So it's 3 victory points for your deployment, 5 for no man's land, and 7 for your opponent's deployment zone. So it's going to reward being mobile for these 2 armies that are all on foot. There's also the normal secondary Slay the Warlord for 1 point, with an extra for a Primarch, which we both have. Last Man Standing, which gets 1 point for having the most surviving units, and the Price of Failure, but neither of us have a Lord of War.
No, and we've got no heavy armour. So
no heavy armour.
It's going to be a bit
So
low
it's all
scoring, isn't it?
foot slogging.
Cool, let's have a little map we get. Okay, go for it. Map.
And the map is
A 4.
4.
Cool.
Hammer and Anvil.
Hammer and Anvil.
Hammer and Anvil.
Amazing.
Great.
So we've got infantry armies walking very far. Awesome.
Yep.
All right, let's roll for first turn, I suppose. Okay, this is what will be on the table wise. Sort of again, sort of industrial, I suppose. Arid landscape a bit. One of Tom's old pets. He kept the bones of. Some pretty cool little harvester from Red Alert. Harvester under attack, Red Alert. Whoever knows that knows what I'm talking about. Some crates. Some line of sight blogging stuff. Nothing to really hide in as such. Some craters and things like that. Alright, so let's roll for sides. Here we go.
Big roll off.
I'm borrowing Tom's dice, by the way.
5 and 5.
5 and 5. All right, I'll go again.
Here we go. As is always the way. 5 and a 6.
5 and a 6. That's a look at that. Fixed.
Fixed.
All right, so you first or second?
I want to go first.
Cool. All right, so we'll come back in a minute. All right, what have we got?
Cool. So I'll set up pretty defensively. using this nice little bit of defense.
It looks like your own bastion.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
It's like-
once I'd won the roll off, I was like, that's a nice little side to take.
It does look cool, doesn't it?
Even though
Very
I could
Imperial
move forward
Fist.
a bit more, it just felt right to sit behind there. And I know what you're like with your big Death Star unit. So
Yeah, for sure.
I've set up Dorn and the Huskarls in a very defensive
Yeah.
counter-attack position.
Defensive ring.
Got a little dreadnought to the side, another one hidden over here behind the
harvester.
The two heavy support squads next to each other with the Master of Signal with the last cannons,
Nice,
ready
yeah,
to do
lovely.
some shooting. The recon marines just standing there
Yep.
with a good field of fire, hopefully over most of the battlefield.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got a tactical squad with the Castellan ready to start moving forward and hopefully take the middle ground or maybe even move towards your deployment zone.
Lovely. Okay, what have I done? Hid. Well, basically, I've made sure my last cannons are out of range of his last cannons. So they've all got up there. I've got another last cannon squad here, which are again out of range of his last cannons. The Dreadnought out of range of last cannon. Dreadnought out of range of his last cannons. It's a theme. My Recon's over there. Obviously out of range. Basically, everyone's out of range of last cannon 5 at the moment because I don't want to get blasted by them. And in reserve, we have a couple of things. Go over to them. So your reserves.
Cool. So I've got just 3 squads in my Deep Strike Assault. So I've got the Despoilers, so I can have a line unit coming down somewhere.
Yep.
And then the 2 5-man units of Templar Brethren.
Which are scary as hell.
Yeah, because they will cut through anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than Terminators.
My reserves, I decided to put both my tactical squads in reserve because I just thought they weren't going to do much anyway. It's probably a mistake, to be honest. But there we go. I've put them in reserve. And then the Vulkan and friends are in reserve as well for Deep Strike Assault. So yeah, that's it. Okay, we've done Night Fight already and we rolled that. So let's just see if I can seize or not. Let's check it out. Oh, close, but
so
no
close.
cigar. Well, actually, that counts. Look. If you look at it from this side, it's a 6.
Wow, that's some politician-style logic right there. Pete.
Awesome. Okay, after you, mate. Awesome stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, what do we do?
So I'm played pretty cautiously this turn. The only thing I've moved are the Tactical Marines with the Castellan with his autocannon. Just started moving up towards the middle ground, and that's it. That's all I've moved.
Awesome. Everything else stayed still.
Everything stays still ready to shoot.
Cool. All right. This is what it looks like. Overview. Let's see what is alive in a minute. So shooting phase. So shooting phase. What do we do?
So all I did was fired my recon squad at one of your little 5-man recon squads over in the back of the board. Took out your augury scanner and the sergeant and 1 extra goon. And you managed to pass both the pinning check and the leadership check.
Yes, the heroes of the Imperium.
So that's all I did because nothing else is in range thanks to Night Fight.
Exactly. Right, cool. My go 1. 18th Legion movement phase, turn 1, is this chap here, who has got a secret multi-melter but hasn't got one on him. He's run forward a little bit to shoot these, maybe kill one. That's about it. That's it. So shooting phase. Okay, so 18th Legion turn 1 shooting phase. I needed to kill these recon marines. There was 10 of them. So I started off with the Lascan squad. Managed to cause 8 wounds, killing 6, which was really good. In return, I got shot back. Killed out 3, I think, of my guys. 2, 4, 6. So sorry, killed 2 of my guys. Then I fired another 10 Lascans. I caused 4 wounds because I rolled so many ones, it was bonkers. Then left 1 alive. Then I had to shoot them with the recon marines who failed, and then finally these other recon marines finally killed the last one, which was very much a good thing for me. I didn't want to leave any of them alive. And then the Contemptor fired a multimer, I know it doesn't have one, and killed a few marines over here, and the bolter wounded, which was saved. So that was it. Not a bad shooting phase, to be fair. Got rid of some things, so that's all good. And then Imperial Fist turn 2.
Yeah. So
Turn 2, movement phase.
yeah. So all I've done is I've moved that dreadnought forward.
Yep.
Just to get.
Did he run or just go 8?
Just went 8 inches.
Cool.
Just so we can have line of sight onto your guy with
Nice.
the the big melter cannon back there. This guy's not gone
Stayed
anywhere. He's
still.
stayed where he is.
These guys.
And these guys have moved forward a little bit.
Oh,
In fact,
nice
I should move them back just to maintain coherency.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's it. There's no more
The
movement.
wall stayed still, as they're supposed to
I'm
do.
waiting.
The wall stays.
Watching and
They're
waiting.
holding down, waiting. Just wait, waity. Cool, shooting phase. Let's see what happens. So turn 2, what did this guy do?
So,
Horrible git.
turn 2 again, not very much shooting because we're quite far away from each other.
Yep.
So, my Contemptor with the las cannons shot and did a wound to your Contemptor over there.
Did he
He
do
did one
2?
wound. No, he did 1 wound.
Yes,
He did 2
you
wounds,
did,
you
yeah.
saved one of them,
Yep.
so you did 1 wound.
Forgot already.
Then the Castellan jumped in with his mastercrafted autocannon and managed to do rend to
rend
him,
wound.
which caused the other wound, so that goes down to 4.
Yep.
And then the only other thing I managed to do was 2 shots from the las cannons.
These 2 here.
Could see comfortably through this gap
Sneaky through here.
into his shoulder.
Yeah.
So I got 2 las cannon shots off on him and managed to do 1 more wound.
No
Other
wound.
than that, nothing. So it's a very cagey game.
Yeah, it is very much so. Turn 2. So I'll do this on camera.
Tactical squads.
So reserve rolls then. So got 3 dice. These are the tactical squads, and that's the deep strike assault.
All coming in.
Oh, look at that. The USA, Team USA dice. Everyone's coming in. Perfect. Turn 2. Lovely job. And let's deploy them. Alright, so just have a look what's happened before we get onto the intercepting stage. So I've got the Tactical Marines running this way, just because I didn't really want to get shot by all of this in the face in what would probably be the open. So run and hide is the idea. So they came on over there, and then luckily, oops, God, not the scenery around. Luckily, I managed to get hit with my deep striker, which I think was him, the original one.
Yeah,
I managed to roll a hit. So then I strung out these guys over here towards this squad, and the idea, obviously, is to charge them. They're going to get shot by 4 lasguns we worked out on Vulkan, and then some heavy bolters as well. So that's what's going to happen. See what happens when dust settles. Let's have a look at that. Movement phase. So continuing on, should we say, got a bit disrupted. Let's go back to what we did actually. So intercept wise, in true Vulkan fashion, I managed to fail 3 out of 5 on 3 ups.
Yeah.
On last cannon hits, taking 3 wounds, which is, I know it's silly in a way, but however, it did save, I suppose, 3 of my guys from getting completely obliterated. They took 20 heavy bolt hits, and I lost 1 guy.
Wounds, 20 wounds.
Sorry, 20 wounds, yeah. 20 wounding hits and the heavy bolters. I lost 1. Heavy bolter, yeah, it was quite horrible. But Feel No Pain came into them, managed to make 2 of them. And then all these guys shot me as well. I don't think I took any
No, you saved
wounds.
everything.
Yes, I saved the wounds,
Yeah.
these guys. Yeah, and anyway, what else did I do? Ran the Dreadnought up, 12. Ran this one up, 12. And then had a bit of a rejig over here, because the lascans weren't in range or anything, and then the ones that have turned their backs have moved, so they are snap firing, and that's pretty much it. So shooting phase now. Shooting phase, so interesting. Vulkan fired at the Castellan, caused 4 AP2 wounds, of which Tom passed every single one, on 5 up invulnerable saves, which is very sad. Then he shot me back, but luckily I managed to pass all my saves too, so that was that. I had 1 lascannon which hit on a 6 against a Dread, but rolled a 1, fair enough. And then the other lascannons, some were snap firing. I managed to cause 3 wounds on this lascannon, and then I managed to shoot these guys with the snipers and killed 1
guy.
unimportant lascannon. And that was it, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. Oh no! And the important thing, you passed a leadership
I passed my pinning check.
on 10.
Leadership 10, thanks to Rogal Dorn.
Awesome. Okay, so charging with the obvious Overwatch coming in. Vulkan's going to charge that squad, and let's see what happens there. Okay, unsurprisingly, you know, this squad's going to kill sort of 8 Marines and another guy. Although the Castellan still managed to make
At least 1 save.
1 save of Vulkan's saves. But he had enough of him, squashed him after that. Then they ran and hid, tactical withdrawal, I'll say, behind the Harvester to get out of line of sight. The lascans have to move the gits. That's that. That's it. Yeah. Cool. So what turn are we on now? 3. Oh, I did some It Will Not Die as well. That he got a wound back. Vulkan didn't, and the other guy, Fire Drake, didn't, and he didn't either, because I always forget to do that. Yeah, so if Fists turn 3, I think. Cool. Yeah. Should we do reserves? See if we get these on this time.
They come
Hooray! Right, see where they go.
Start with the Deep Strike Assault.
Yeah, so Deep Strike Assault was, I think, one of these guys, right?
Yeah, so the Despoiler squad came down here.
Yeah, I think he landed. That was the one that landed, wasn't it?
That landed. Shifted from about here in, so
Yeah.
right in the back of your deployment zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then, unfortunately, the the deep strike was disordered thanks to your Master of Signals.
Yep.
And you placed my 2 Templar Brethren squads back over here, which as you can see, there was only one.
That's because
the las cannons up top shot straight down and wiped them out. And because they've got Cogni Signum, they don't get their shrouded save. So all 5 just gone.
Done.
But luckily, I managed to pin your
Recon
Marines. Yep. So my despoilers are going to have a lot of fun with them in a minute.
Yep, they are. And then I also use another point of reaction to fire at these guys with these las cannons and killed 4, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I killed 4. 4 more Marines died. And then we went on to the other moving. So this guy...
He's moved a bit along the board to try and support the Templars and
Yep.
get a nice shot on your Dreadnought.
Yep.
And also the other Dreadnought just moved to get a nice little bit of line onto you there if needed.
Yep.
And Dorn and friends, the Huscarl unit, are slowly moving around the back, ready to intercept the inevitable Vulkan and his
absolutely, yeah.
his thugs.
Thugs.
Absolute thugs.
Okay, cool. So
So
shooting, right?
No.
Turn 3 shooting phase.
Cool. So I started firing my las cannons at the already wounded Dreadnought. I managed to take him down to 2 wounds.
He's still there.
So he did pretty fucking well with that.
He did amazing.
He did very
The
well.
story of him this turn is hilarious.
Then after that, I was like, right, I need to fire something else. So I fired my las cannons from this Dreadnought and did 1 more wound to him.
Yep. Then he returned fire.
And he returned fire and did 2 wounds to me. So already you've
His
saved
Dreadnought's
more
insane.
than I had.
I know, mental.
Then I finally fired the second Dreadnought, so a 3rd unit at him over here.
shot him.
Got 2 hits, 2 wounds, and once again,
I made
you
them
saved
both.
them
I
So
saved
you
them
got that
both.
1 Dreadnought and 1
It
wound.
was so charming.
And instead of pumping the rest of my firepower into him,
Yeah.
I used my heavy bolters to go against fire
drakes.
Vulkan and fire drakes. I managed to cause 26 wounds. And tell me, Pete, how many did you save?
This is the amount of wounds caused.
1.
That's 1 wound.
1. You saved 24.
24
and
saves.
then rolled 1 out of 2, feel no pain.
Yeah. That was pretty amazing.
Insane, mate. Absolutely insane.
That is insane. It is making up for Vulcan's rubbish saves earlier, but that was bonkers.
Yeah. But luckily my despoilers are about to charge.
Yeah,
into
spoiler about to have a
Marines.
mess of my little Marines.
And you're pinned. So you
I am
can't do
pinned.
anything.
I'm going to get thumped.
Yeah, 'cause-
Right, let's hopefully see if I can duff you in, but probably not.
No.
Let's do it.
Right. It's 4 each.
This is the charge. Thought we'd look at this before we resolve it. I should turn my guys around, to be fair. They're going to turn around, but they are going to get thumped, sadly. So, combat resolution.
As predictably, the Recon Marines got absolutely massacred.
Yeah.
With like 20 odd attacks from chainswords, and then the Solarite Gauntlet from the Sergeant just causing 4 wounds on his own.
Yeah, that was pain.
Absolutely, just like bang.
Yeah, he got smashed.
Toothed it. So yeah.
Sad times. Okay, Salamander's turn 3, I think.
Yeah, turn 3. Shooting, I guess.
Okay, movement. So, the fire drakes tried to hug the harvester. I'm still calling it that.
Yeah.
She's trying to get out of line of sight, really, of, well, this and that, really.
Big defensive lock still.
Yeah. So he moved that way, and then the Dreadnought reacted, withdrew away from them.
Yeah.
And the charge is too long to make, really. The Dreadnought ran up to get in range, but nothing was in range. Probably should have ran in, but there we go. And then the tap squads bombed forward again as fast as they could. And then I had 2 shots for the... Sorry, yeah, that was the movement. Then went straight on to shooting because I forgot.
Also, I did the best defense
Oh, yes.
with my despoilers.
Yeah, the best defense. The spoilers charged the Dreadnought when I moved towards them.
Yep.
So engage in combat now. I've got 1 wound left, but I'm sure I'll survive against a strength 10 power fist. That hit 4 times last turn, we'll see. And then, anyway, so shooting, went straight onto that. And what did we do? Oh yes, the 2 snipers shot the Dreadnought, but wounded it, but it saved its first ever save on a 5-up. Then I nailed it with the las cannons. They shot it dead. It shot back, but I managed to save 2 5-up saves. And then the las cannons, I stupidly forgot to move half of them. Well, I didn't actually move any of them. So when I shot the heavy bolters, I killed 2. Yeah, killed 2 heavy bolters, and they didn't cause any tests because I forgot to move them. So there we are. That's it. So we're on to combat, and let's see if that resolves. Okay, it's a terrible combat result for me. I hit I think I hit once on freeze, killed 1 Marine, and then
like 20
the chainsaws didn't. I may save 3 saves, but then the fist hit me once, and I didn't save that. So he
Out 5
Salamanders
attacks,
Gauntlet.
one hit.
Yeah, the Salamanders Gauntlet finished the Dreadnought off, and then he blew up, hitting every single one, causing 4 wounds, and they all made all the saves. So lots of saving at the moment. And that was the turn, wasn't it? So it will not die for me, then it's turn 4 for Imperial Fists.
Yeah.
Moving phase on turn 4. So we did this, what are these guys called again?
The despoilers.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I moved the despoilers first, just behind that shipping crate.
Yeah.
So they're nicely hidden from all your horrible shooting. Then the Templar Brethren ran up behind them to try and add a bit of support. So maybe get something
Moral
in
support.
the last turn. But yeah, it is moral support at this
Go,
point.
guys!
It's just like, let's give Pete something to shoot.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did over there.
Yep.
Then I moved. What are you looking at next?
Yes,
So
I'll
the
look at
heavy
these
bolt
guys.
guys,
Yep.
they've advanced over the barricades at last and starting to move towards maybe the middle ground.
Yep.
And the Dorn and the Huskarls, they've carried on moving around closer, ready for the inevitable Vulkan and Fire Drake off.
Yep.
And my Dreadnought back here just moved around behind the shipping container just to stay a little bit further away from you, just to make all these charges maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, makes sense. Right, yeah, so overview is like this, really. And that's it. Let's see what the shooting brings, I suppose. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start with the annoying last cannons.
Yeah, so I shot my last cannons at your Dreadnought. 9 shots, missed 2 of them, so only got 7 hits. But I managed to wound of all 7.
single
And
wound.
tell me, Pete, how many
I
invulnerables
managed to
did you
make
make?
absolutely none. So the Dreadnought died in one salvo of last cannon shots.
Which makes up for the other one
very
being
sad.
survivable last turn. So it's
Yeah,
just a nice
it's-
little swing.
Yeah, it was. I guess it's, it is what it is.
And then the only other thing I snapshot my heavy bolters and did
bolters.
absolutely naffle.
Did nothing,
And the Dreadnought with the plasma blaster
Killed
and
2 of them.
Gravis,
No.
he killed 1 guy.
Killed 1
He
guy,
just
yeah.
did a
Killed
shot,
Fire Drake.
did 2 wounds, but obviously thanks to 1 being plasma.
Yep. Cool. So Salamanders turn 4. No charges, is there? No. Right, cool. Okay, turn 4 Salamanders moving. So in a game of caginess, I'm hiding a bit. I suppose. So they sort of move behind it. It's just got the last cannons just too deadly, and I have nothing to stop them shooting me lots, and I can't tank it on Vulkan anymore. I've got nothing in range of the last cannons to hurt them at all. That's my fault. So I can't risk it because they'll just take too many of my guys out before I get in combat, and then all the other shooting will hurt too much. So that's why they're gone that way, to be annoying. Tactical squad both move towards the middle of the board, so they've got options to move either in my deployment zone or the middle, and everyone else sort of stayed. Well, sorry, these last cannons moved back to get a bead on 2 guys which are here, but that's it. But they're snap firing mostly, so I can only kill 2. Hopefully I do, and that's literally it. So shooting, that's it. Okay, some shooting then with the las cannons. There was lots of snap shooting, 2 hits, caused 2 wounds, and I could only see those 2 guys, and then they both died. The sergeant died, and a guy. They then passed the leadership test with the master signals, comms or something like that.
Yeah, the comms relay.
Yeah, comms relay. Before that, the last cannons opened fire on the heavy bolters and killed like 7,
You killed 6
sorry.
of them. Yeah, you did 7 wounds,
6.
but you couldn't hit the last 2.
Yeah.
So.
And then the other 2 bolted over the terrain, and I think that was only shooting, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the only things you shot.
Yep. And yeah, so turn 5 for Imperial Fists.
Yeah.
Right, moving.
Cool. So I've just shuffled the despoilers and the Templar Brethren up next to each other, right up against the shipping
Yeah, the
crate.
spoilers are really hiding here.
So they're just in your deployment zone.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, just being there, being a pain in the arse.
Being a pain in the arse, exactly.
Other than that, the heavy bolters failed their leadership test and carried on running. Not off the board, but they're still. That means they're going to count as destroyed at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Other than that, the Dreadnought moved across a little bit, and Dorn has moved forward.
Yep.
So yeah, just a little bit moving, nothing too special.
Nothing special. Right. So shooting then.
Yeah.
Right. So turn 5 shooting. What do these
Cool.
horrible gits do?
So I shot my las cannon squad,
Yeah.
your tactical marines in the open, and killed 7 of them. So I was taking out the 3 guys.
Yeah.
Shot my las cannons from the Dreadnought as well at them, and did absolutely naffle.
I didn't save any. He just missed.
Yeah,
I failed to wound.
I missed one, then failed to wound.
Yeah.
Another shit hit.
It did nothing.
Finally, Dorn took a nice little shot with his bolter, the Voice of Terror, Vulkan's unit. Did 2 wounds, but
Yep.
Pete saved both of them.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Right. So last turn for Salamanders. I think that's right, isn't it?
That was it, yeah, 10-5.
Cool. Okay, Salamanders moving then. So again, I'm trying to move Lascans to Snapfire against the guys over here. Hardly anyone can see, but might kill 1 or 2. Those Lascans are sort of stuck all game, really. They can't really move off because they can see like someone. The guys here just moved in the middle just to secure the middle, really, because there's only there's no enemy units in the middle, so we've got the middle, so that's happy days. And then Vulkan went round that way to try and get close to this squad, who then
I did in advance.
Yep.
So I'll come at you.
So hopefully we're going to have a scrap in a minute.
Yeah,
so that'll be fun.
Last turn of the game, why not?
Last one's punch up. Right, let's see what shooting does. Okay, shooting the Lascans unsurprisingly killed the guy in the open. And then the Lascans up there, there was another guy in the open. Well, he's had a 6-up save, he died too. Oh, I haven't shot them, do that in a second. Some Bolton Marines didn't do anything to the 3 despoilers hiding over there. And then Vulkan, being extremely spiteful, shot Rogal Dorn in the head and took 2 wounds off him. So that was good. And then, yes, I'll do their shooting in a second and then we'll have a fight.
1 leadership test to make on
Great
the
test for
Templar
these.
and I will use the Master of Signals.
Yep. Easy.
Passes.
Right, I'm going to try and charge over here. So let's have, how far is it? Should we measure it?
Yeah, why not? So, closest to closest
8.
is an 8.
Cool.
Amen.
So it's an 8.
And I'm going to Overwatch as well.
Sure, 8. Let's check it out.
That's a 7.
Ah, boo. That's a 7. That's not good. That's a sad fail.
So, my Overwatch, just Rogal Dorn. 2 wounding, both on Vulkan.
2 wounds on Vulkan, yep, cool. Yeah, Vulkan passes saves. I think we're just going to move them in anyway, aren't we, and have a fight? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, well, we won't count.
Yeah, we're just going to chuck him in and have a fight because it was only an inch. It's not counted for the results of the game, but we're just going to smash him in anyway. And then we'll talk about what happens afterwards. Cool. Okay, so like I said, we thought it'd be funny just to chuck them in.
Yeah.
To have a fight. So I challenge. Now, normally, if I put a challenge in, I wouldn't challenge with a Primarch because I kill 1 model. I'd challenge with, like, my Fire Drake Master, and he'd accept it with one of his...
Like my captain.
His captain, the sergeant. But we both sort of just agreed, let's just fight the Primarchs. So Vulkan and Dorn are having a bit of a scrap.
Yeah.
They're both going to stand here. Remember, it's paintball, so it doesn't matter. And let's see what happens. So Dorn's going first, I think, isn't he?
Yeah.
Should we do it on camera? Why not? It'd be funnier.
Why not? So,
Right.
Dorn goes first.
Dawn's first.
6 attacks. Doesn't get any bonuses or anything else.
Nope.
At the moment, he does if he's got base contact with extra models.
Cool.
But 6 attacks, hitting you on 3s because his weapon skill 8.
Yeah.
So 3 hits.
Yeah. They're mastercrafted?
No mastercrafted.
Fair enough.
And he is strength 8 with his
8.
sword. So strength 8.
Freeze.
When you're on 3s.
But shred, right? Yep.
So 2 wounds.
2 wins for me. So 2 saves for Vulkan.
Both saves.
Oh, made them both.
Nice.
Happy days. And then let's see him hit back. Right, so I have 6 attacks from Vulkan. Come on, lad. Smack him in the head. It's hit him on 5s, aren't I? God.
2 hits.
But I do get Mastercrafted, so I get to reroll one of them, thankfully. Nope. 2 hits.
And wounding me on 4s, thanks to the auric armour.
4s.
Shiny boy.
Have that.
2
2 wounds. This will kill him.
And 2 4 up invulnerables.
Oh, look at
that. Takes him down to 3 wounds.
Get down. Alright, cool. And then we'll do the others off camera, see what happens in the end. Alright, so in the end, I got a wound back. And then Dorn obviously can't do that. You can do it in your turn. You can't in your turn.
Yeah.
Tom made some awesome saves on his shield guys. Made 11 out of 12.
Yeah.
So took a wound.
Yeah, because they're battle hardened.
Battle hardened one.
The Thunderhammer, you just
So normally they
die.
cream things. They're just nothing died. And then oh no, one of my guys got punched in the face hard and died. So it was a draw. Drawn combat.
Vulkan did 2 wounds to
Vulkan
Dawn.
did alright, didn't he?
Yeah, so because of him doing the 2 wounds to Dawn and everything, yeah.
Yeah, and then we saw, obviously that was turn 5, so we, rather than keep going, we just leave it as that. And then the end, I believe, is, we'll work that out in a second. I think it's 5
points to you, and then we need to work out last man
we'll
standing.
work out last man standing
I think is
second.
also you.
Okay, so we finally worked it out. So I got 5 points for the middle, because I had, either these 3 guys or these guys in the middle. And then because I had these 2 Recon Marines, and then he had his line, that sort of cancelled each other out. So I got 5 for that, and then 1 for attrition because I had 11 and I think he had 8. Is that right?
Last man standing.
Oh, sorry, last man standing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so very cagey game, as you probably are aware of that. I mean, if I went in the open against that, the first turn I got, smacked up, taken out to 3 wounds. Just multiple shots of lascans are the bane of this squad's existence. And I tried to put my own lascans in range of said lascans to sort of delete each other, but I didn't make a very good job of doing that. So it's probably my fault. But it's funny because I had the Herald before in the game because I thought, oh, it's better for scoring. But then that Primarchs Murder K, he really did sort of pay for himself, didn't he? The amount of times he did feel no pains was great.
You saved at least 2.
Yeah, I saved about 2
whole fire drakes.
2 whole fire drakes of him.
Start really whittling that squad down.
Yeah. So, yeah, awesome game. Cheers, mate.
No,
and
we'll have a game again soon, maybe against my Sons of Horus.
Sons of Horus next. Awesome stuff. Cheers, bud.